to them. Or let's give a good example whereby a person loses a spouse or a person loses his child. That kind of feeling of pain, or that kind of feeling of tragedy that has happened to somebody's life, whereby losing somebody really close to them, can really cause a very bad negative experience in their life, whereby they can have this feeling of aggression, whereby they can vent on people or get angry easily because they feel like they might not have such people again in their lives, or they could not have those experiences they had with such people again in their life. So aggression could be one of the things that could make people fall victims of this fear. And this fear, as I explained here, is an emotion, an intense, unpleasant emotion because of the danger or threat in somebody's life. And if someone don't really know how to deal with these effects or causes of fear in their life, they could turn out so wild, or they could even hurt themselves or hurt people in society. Fear has really caused a lot of damages in the world today, and most people feel like because people are fearful of things, that should make them react to life. But sometimes fear will also make people react aggressively, angrily, subconsciously, unconsciously aggressive, and very, very dangerous in attacking the opposite people around them. That is a result of fear, but most people don't really know that it could cause such aggression in their lives. So in today's society, whereby this fear is a really terrible thing and a very tragic thing in today's society, most people don't really know that they can also learn how to manage the fears in their lives, because everything that has a negative effect also have a positive effect. Fear is a negative effect, could cause a lot of damage and could cause a lot of tragic experience in a person's life. Even in the lives of animals, we have seen in the species where some animals feel a kind of fear, and they also give a kind of sign so that their own fellow animals are going to stay away from such dangerous activities or dangerous experiences that is going to come in their lives. So fear is not comprehensive, whereby it's not gender specific, it's not also racial specific. All races feel fear, all human creation feel fear, even the animals too feel fear, and this fear could be managed. But management of this fear could have a development of skills, certain skills. One of the skills to manage fear is finding courage. Courage can be defined as a kind of confidence and a kind of power in face of adversity. The ability to be able to face adversity in a person's life could also be defined as courage. Courage in a certain way is not about not feeling fear. Courage is the willingness to face adversity, even in the form of fears in their lives, even in the face of fears. There is a book called Feel the Fear But Do It Anyway. This kind of experiences whereby you find courage. Courage is a willingness to face adversity. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have fears, but it's the willingness to pass through the fears, to push through your fears and do what you need to do anyway. Because if you think about it, when you venture in doing something creative, something new, something that's going to be profound, something that's going to, find meaning and purpose, most people are going to feel fear. Most people are going to feel anxiety. Most people are going to feel pressured, because anything you're doing in the first time, you're going to have this feeling of nervousness in you, this feeling that you're not comfortable enough to do it, or this feeling enough that you are not worthy enough to do that kind of a thing. So finding courage is the meaning of feeling the fear and doing it anyway. You feel the pressure, you feel the anxiety and feel the fear, but you resolve in your mind that I'm going to do it irrespective of what I'm feeling. Another ways to manage fear in our lives or in today's society is to have an emotional vision. Most people don't know that fear is an emotion. Most people can categorize fear as a spirit. Most people can categorize fear as a disorder, as a mental illness. But fear is also an emotion, because an emotion can resolve to many, many things in a human life, because we humans are attached with our emotions. Whether you like it or not, your emotions doesn't exempt your reality. You live your life based on the emotion that you feel, but you also live your life based on the emotion that you react with, or the emotion that you choose not to react with. Because fear is an emotion, most people tend to live with the fear, and most people also tend to feel the fear and not to live with it. That's why I said emotional vision is important, whereby you can get a glimpse of what this emotion is trying to do in your body or in your mind, so that you're not going to react in a kind of way or act in a kind of way that could really make the matters worse, or could even hurt somebody else, or could even hurt yourself. Another way to manage fear in our lives or in today's society, which is common to us, is practice. Practice, practice, practice. When you practice these fears and you practice how to manage them, whereby you're using courage and you're also using emotional vision and practice these certain skills, you're going to rise above feeling the fear from feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Because it doesn't matter what you feel. What people are going to really judge you about is what you really did. It doesn't matter what you feel, because most emotions and most feelings are only felt by you and you alone. Most people doesn't know what you feel in yourself. Most people don't know what you feel. What they really know is your facial expression. They also notice your moods. They also notice your words. They also notice your actions and your attitude because of the emotion attached to you. So most people don't really know what you feel. They only know the result of what you feel, which is the traits, the characters, the personalities, and the action you provide and you produce in your reality. So practice is more important in getting certain skills to overcome and to manage fears. As I explained in this episode, fear is something that is not going to be permanently eliminated in a person's life. Fear is a particular thing that humans or any other species learn how to manage. Because if you learn how to manage a thing, even if it comes to you, you're going to know how to channel those kind of energies to something purposeful or to something meaning. It doesn't mean you shouldn't grieve. It doesn't mean you shouldn't feel the pain. What it means that you should rise above feeling this certain emotion and doing what you need to do anyway. If you live in a limitless life, or if you live in a limited life whereby you feel something and dwell on what you feel and not do anything about it, most people are going to categorize you as weak, as feeble, as fickle, or as soft. Definitely, most time we have situations where we are soft. Most time we have situations where we are fickle. Most time we have situations where we are weak. But that doesn't mean you have to always live your life in such state. So fear is something that is a dangerous feeling, a feeling of unpleasantness, a feeling whereby somebody perceives something to be dangerous, but also it will also find it damaging in your situation, whereby you can get a negative side effect of fear, whereby a person can feel isolated, a person can have this anxiety and this disorder that they fear the real world and they fear life. Most people have lived their life that they fear this life that you're living. They fear to come out and work. They fear to become themselves. They fear to do what other people engage in society. Most people fear to do some jobs just because they fear that something tragic might happen to them in that situation. And they use the emotion and those feelings to stay stagnant in life. So this channel is to make sure you live your life intentionally. So rise above your fears and learn the certain skills you need to use to manage your fears so that you can live a good and intentional life. So thank you in this episode, and make sure you click the subscribe button, make sure you hit the notification bell and like and share this video so that you're going to get so much information from this channel, because you're going to be giving you a lot of information that could change your life. So thank you for tuning into this section and have a great life.